Subconscious, money, and success. How to reprogram your life. Part 1. There is a force that determines almost everything in your life. It works quietly in the background. You do not see it. You rarely think about it. But it decides how much money you earn, what decisions you make, what opportunities you notice, and what kind of person you become. This force is your subconscious mind. Most people try to change their lives from the outside. They work harder. They search for new opportunities. They read business advice. They try to become more disciplined. But often the results barely change. Why? Because the real control lies deeper, inside the subconscious mind. This is where your beliefs about money, success, opportunity, and even yourself are stored. And until those beliefs change, life will continue repeating the same patterns. Even if you try very hard. How financial beliefs are formed. Imagine a small child. The child knows nothing about the world. They don't know what money is. They don't know what wealth means. They don't know what success looks like. They simply observe. They listen to adults talking. They watch their reactions. They feel their emotions. And slowly, a picture of the world forms in their subconscious mind. For example, money is hard to earn. Rich people are dishonest. To survive, you must work very hard. People like us don't become rich. These phrases may sound ordinary, but for a child's subconscious mind, they become a program. And that program can run for decades. Even when the person becomes an adult. Why some people become wealthy? Look at the world. Some people constantly find opportunities. They start businesses. They invest. They create projects. They continue earning more and more. And others struggle. They work hard. But money always seems to disappear. This is not always about intelligence. And it is not always about education. It is often about subconscious programming. If the subconscious mind believes, I can create wealth, then the brain starts searching for opportunities. But if the subconscious believes, money is not for me, then even great opportunities may be ignored. Sometimes a person will not even notice them. The subconscious controls decisions. Scientists have discovered something fascinating. Most of our decisions are made subconsciously, before we even become aware of them. That means when you think, I decided to do this, the decision was already made deeper in the mind, inside the subconscious. That is why people often repeat the same financial patterns. Some people constantly fall into debt. Some repeatedly lose money. Some keep missing opportunities. This is not simply bad luck. It is the result of internal programming. The most important discovery. Here is the good news. The subconscious mind can be reprogrammed. And when that happens, life begins to change. New ideas appear faster. Opportunities become easier to notice. Decisions become bolder. And financial results begin to grow. Not because of magic, but because of a shift in thinking. Part 2. There is one reason why many people stay at the same financial level their entire lives. It is not laziness. It is not a lack of talent. And it is not always a lack of opportunities. It is financial blocks. A financial block is a subconscious belief that prevents a person from allowing large amounts of money into their life. And the most interesting thing is that people often do not even realize it exists. A person might say, I want to earn more money. But deep inside, another belief may exist. Big money is dangerous. When these two programs conflict, the subconscious always wins. Fear of big money. Many people believe they want to be rich, but their subconscious mind may think differently. It may associate wealth with problems, more responsibility, more risk, more envy from others, more stress. So the brain begins to protect the person. It limits income, not because it wants to harm them, but because it wants to protect them. The subconscious mind always acts for your safety, even when its methods prevent your growth. Hidden beliefs about money. Here are some common subconscious beliefs that block financial growth. To earn money, you must work extremely hard. Rich people are greedy. You cannot earn a lot honestly. I am not the type of person who becomes wealthy. When these ideas live in the subconscious, people unconsciously avoid wealth. They may delay important decisions, avoid starting businesses, refuse to take risks, miss opportunities. From the outside, it looks like bad luck, but internally it is a program. Part 3. How the subconscious creates your financial reality. Imagine that your brain is a navigation system. It constantly analyzes information. It filters thousands of signals. And it decides what deserves your attention. If your subconscious is programmed for scarcity, your brain will see problems everywhere. If it is programmed for opportunity, it will begin to notice chances. The same city, the same people, the same resources, but completely different results. The power of your internal standard. Every person has an internal standard for life. It is the level the subconscious considers normal. If someone is used to a certain income, the brain will try to maintain it, even when an opportunity to earn more appears. A person may begin to doubt themselves, procrastinate, fear risk, return to old habits. That is why real financial breakthroughs begin by raising your internal standard. Part 4. How to reprogram the subconscious mind. The subconscious changes through repetition. What you think every day becomes your program. That is why the first tool is conscious thinking. Start noticing your financial thoughts. When the thought appears, I cannot do this, replace it with, I can learn how. When the thought appears, this is too difficult, say to yourself, this is a new opportunity. It may sound simple, but this is exactly how new neural connections are formed in the brain. The power of visualization. Your brain does not always distinguish between imagination and reality. When you imagine a new life, the brain begins to accept it as possible. That is why many successful people practice visualization. They imagine their future, their achievements, their financial level. Gradually, the subconscious mind begins to accept it as the new normal. Part 5. The main principle of financial growth. Financial growth is not random. It is the result of thinking. When a person begins to think bigger, their decisions become stronger. They see more opportunities. They act faster. They are not afraid of new paths. And slowly their life begins to change. The future is created today. Every thought is a small decision. Every decision is a step toward the future. If today you begin changing your thinking, in 1 year your life can look completely different. In 5 years, even more so. And one day you will look back and realize everything started with one change, a change inside your subconscious mind.